Ho ho ho! Happy XMas, agents! Santa here, welcoming you to this week's Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by Pokemon Trainer J. Ingress Insights is a podcast about the Niantic game Ingress. Listen each week for the latest news, updates, and rumors. Share comments on your podcast feed or on our socials in the show notes, and check the merch store out too. I've got you all on my nice list, so no Dark XM for you this year. I hear one agent has Fit Rep rewards on their Christmas list. I'll see what I can do. Ho ho ho! On with the show.
Hello agents, this is Pokemon Trainer J of Christmas Pass. The episode you're about to hear I recorded previously, so there'll be no news featured in it. It'll just be about a certain topic, whether Ingress related or not, just as part of the specials released over the festive period in 2024. Hope you enjoy and listen. Hi agents, this time around I'm going to go over some non-Niantic games that I play on mobile. Previously I spoke about my progress on like Peridot and other games like that, so just for this section I'm going to talk about the non-Niantic games I regularly play, and then just tell you a bit about them and whether you should be playing them. I'll start off with Pokemon Masters EX. So this is a game where you collect Pokemon trainer pairs, so a Pokemon trainer and their partner Pokemon, which in the game are called sync pairs. You collect sync pairs and level them up, do battle with other people, go through the storyline. It's a good little time waster battler, and you get to collect your favourite trainers if you play various games. So if you want, I know, Annabelle from the Battle Frontier, or the latest Team Star members from Scarlet and Violet, they're in the game. At the moment, I'm rank 111 in the game, and I've got 279 sync pairs. Some of them are the same trainer with a different Pokemon, so you get like Gary with Pidgeot and Gary with Arcanine, for example. In the game, trainers work at rank, so usually they start at rank 3 to 4 to 5, and then after rank 5 you can level them up to EX rank, which is why it's Pokemon Masters EX. After that, they generally have a costume change. They'll change to fit the colours of their Pokemon better, or just have a different colour scheme entirely. For someone like Ball Guy from Pokemon Sword and Shield changes to a Great Ball instead. As I say, it's nice if you appreciate the lore and the story of all the Pokemon games to get into that, but if you're not that bothered, you may not get that much enjoyment out of it. So I'll go on and talk about a non-Pokemon title next. The next one I meant to mention is Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. This is a game that I alluded to during my interview with HP Lola, talking about Wizards Unite and the other mobile games that were available. Best way of describing this one is it's a visual novel story game with lots of mini games. So you start off like 7 years before Harry Potter starts at school in Hogwarts as a new student, and you go through, level up your stats, go through the story, do side quests, do limited time side quests, friendship quests, things like that. The story is okay. It's not written by J.K. Rowling at all, but there's it takes influence from what she's written. I've seen via various looking around LinkedIn that it was written previously by someone that wrote WWE storylines, so I expect those to be pretty good, but then some chapters can be pretty weak in what's going on. For me at present, I'm level 98, not that the levels really do anything at all. It's more focused on your stats, so at the moment all my stats are 51, and I'm in chapter 47 of year 7, which is the final year in Hogwarts, but they do now have a beyond story for things that happen after that. And then year 7 has 60 chapters in it, which is a bit mental. Where I'm currently at in the story is there's a character called Merilla, if that's how you pronounce it, who says she's the most powerful witch of Hogwarts. She's made an unbreakable vow, and recently found out that your character's father is the leader of an evil organisation. Yeah, that's a bit about that game. I originally started playing it to learn how to do spells better for Harry Potter's Unite, so the spells and stuff that you do in the Dueling Club like Flipendo were the same as they were in that game. So I thought, I'll play this game, get a bit more experience, and then get better at that. And obviously Harry Potter's Unite has now ended. I'm still playing this story. I'll see if I'm still playing it once I finish all the years off and see how that goes. Now that I'm going through this list, I realise all of these are based off existing IPs, so I move on to the next one, which is Family Guy, The Quest for Stuff. Hopefully most people are consciously aware of what Family Guy is, even a little bit. This is a city builder, character collector game, kind of genre that was popular about 10-11 years ago when this game started off. At the minute in that game, I'm the highest level I can be. Again, levels don't really do anything. They follow the usual thing of these games where they have events on each week, so you're more pressured to get the characters, get them unlocked, get the right things for them. At the moment, they are repeating events, so they've not had any new events since like 2022, I want to say, or maybe it was 2023. So they're currently running through repeating events, so if you've not had a chance to play before, now could be a good time to get started on it and get the characters and start participating in the events. The event characters don't seem to be much use outside of the events, unfortunately, so they are used for mainly getting more characters via something called the Quahog Historical Society, where you send characters off to earn coins, and then exchange those for more characters. So it's a continual loop on that. As I said, it's been around for 11 years now, and other games similar to it, like The Simpsons tapped out, Future on Worlds of Tomorrow, have closed down, so I don't know how long this game's realistically got left and whether it will get future investment. It did previously have events that were written by the Family Guy episode writing staff. Whether it will get new events in the future, I don't know, but say it's all on a loop at the moment and just repeating things, so you can always jump in and collect those characters in that game. To Pokemon now briefly, so there's a game called Pokemon Sleep, which is a sleep tracking app, though they say it's not reliable for that and shouldn't be used as a proper sleep tracker. It's more of a game based around it, where you tell your device you're going to sleep. You can use the Pokemon Go Plus, an Apple Watch, a Fitbit, other fitness devices to have a sleep, and then basically wake up and you get Snorlax that's surrounded by Pokemon, feed them, get them as your partner Pokemon. They'll gather ingredients which you can then feed to Snorlax and then get a rarer Pokemon, and work in that kind of gameplay loop on there. It's alright as a game when you've got the Pokemon Go Plus or another fitness track for going to sleep. It works pretty well. I'm not sure it works so well when you have to actually hit the sleep button in the game and go off to sleep there. And there's interesting Pokemon that keep getting added. It's getting expanded all the time because there's not every Pokemon in it from the start, similar to Pokemon Go. And they also do holiday events with hatted Pokemon, similar to Pokemon Go as well. And there are shiny Pokemon available in it, so some people chase those shiny Pokemon. Some people chase getting certain recipes and stuff like that perfected. I've been playing it a little less recently because my Pokemon Go Plus was out of action, but I've been using my watch to try and track my sleep on there that I do anyway, and getting the results that way. But I do have to check on it every 3 times a day, so there's 3 time periods for like breakfast, lunch and dinner to feed Snorlax. I often forget, so haven't been leveling up maybe as much as I should have done. I think I'm at rank 50 at the moment, and I play since it started, so there's people that will be way higher level than I am. Much like I'm a Wayfarer community ambassador at the minute, I'm currently a community ambassador for the next game that I'm going to talk about. And I have been for quite some time on this one, so this is How to Train Your Dragon Rise of Berk. Obviously the live action movie is coming out relatively soon, so they'll expect an uptick in downloads and people playing this game. Similar to the Family Guy game, it's a city builder where you're building up Berk, and the characters collecting are the various dragons. And there's almost 800 dragons, I think, and I've got about 750 or so of them. And there's also the legendary dragons such as the Screaming Death and the Green Death and the Super Ripper to collect. And they give you various boosts as well to like battle, because you'll battle against Drago from the How to Train Your Dragon 2 film as part of the modes in that. But similar to the other games, it's a fun like gather resources, use the resources to build new things, get new dragons, send Toothless off searching, send Light Fury off searching if you have that. As I say, the Defend Berk section is quite fun, where you send dragons out to battle Drago's ships, and then you are able to exchange 4 Defender dragons, the ones that he uses in the movie, that have got all the metal bits on them. You can then use those dragons in battle as well, and they're generally stronger in battle than the regular counterparts. I will share a link for this one to the Reddit, where you can read through, and the people in the subreddit share helpful tips on how to get certain dragons, how to get a good start on there. For myself, because I'm kind of in the end game of it, there's not much for me to do, but I do dip in and get the new dragons when they're available and look at new costumes, things like that. But I do enjoy that one. I do like going back to it and collecting all the dragons, seeing what's new. Then next, another IP that's from around the same time as Pokemon is Yu-Gi-Oh! So there's a game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. This is kind of similar to Pokemon Masters EX, where you gather characters and get their decks, battle against other people. If PvP, you can do obviously fighting the storyline, going through the events on there to unlock characters, and they've got all the various Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds. So starting with the first one to like 5Ds and the performance one, I can't remember, with pendulum summoning. So I don't know how to do pendulum summoning off the top of my head, but it does tell you in game how to do that, how to link summoning and whatever the new kinds of summoning types are. So it's very user friendly, I would say, and teaching you how to do all the things. And then if you've ever watched the anime, it's a case of getting those characters on there. I'm still personally waiting for them to add darts and the characters from that season of Yu-Gi-Oh! That haven't been added in yet. Whether they will come in, because I don't think it was technically canon to the manga and things like that, which I think this is more based on, then I don't know. But they're still getting new updates and new characters. The game's been out for ages and they're still adding things in. So if you jump into that one, there'll be a wealth of characters to go through and get, plus doing the events to get the exclusive characters they add in there. For the penultimate one, back to Pokemon again, with a game called Pokemon Magikarp Jump. This game is free, as all the games on here are that I've mentioned. However, the benefit to this one is you don't need Wi-Fi to play it, so you can play it anywhere, go through and train your Magikarp up to be the best jumper in the region and battle against other Magikarp doing that thing. It's not a PvP situation, it's just purely going through the ranks and championships in the main storyline. As I say, it's a great thing that doesn't need Wi-Fi, and you can go around and collect shiny Magikarp, different Magikarp patterns, trigger events. So it's very useful for situations where you've got no Wi-Fi, or maybe you've got children that want to play a game and you don't want them to use your Wi-Fi. You can let them play Magikarp Jump. They can't really do much wrong there, apart from getting your Magikarp eaten by a Pidgeot if it jumps the wrong way, or get blown up by a Voltorb. That's one of the events as well. I've used it a lot when I've had no signal and want to play something quick. I don't have my DS or anything like that with me, so I'd recommend that one to download even if you're not going to play it straight away. The final game I want to talk about is actually Sunset. So it's one that I used to play quite a lot, so I wanted to mention it on here. It's made by the same people who make the Family Guy game and the Dragon's Rise of Bert game. It was a game called Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, and it's the reason I started using Reddit and Discord back in the day. Similar to the other two titles, it's a character collector / city builder where you rebuild New York and collect characters like Professor, Amy, Zap, Kif, Nibbler. It also had events going on and a PvP element for some of them. Unfortunately, it did seem to get abandoned when Hogwarts Mystery came out, and lots of team got moved onto that, and there were various layoffs, and then finally it did get closed in 2023. I think I put a lot of hours into it and leveled up my characters a lot. It was a grind fest for getting characters beyond rank 3 and rank 4, and getting them all the way to level 100 took literally like days and days of grinding through level maps. I'd like to see it come back, but I don't know if it would fit the current game market in how it played out. Like I said, the Family Guy one's still sticking around. Simpsons tapped out its finishing. So whilst I loved the game, I don't know that it would fit well in coming back. As I said, I've not really played it obviously this year or recently, but I did want to mention Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow in here. Hoping that I get to talk to someone that was involved in the game at some point in 2025. If you look on the Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow subreddit, there are some interviews I did with one of the writers of Futurama and one of the influencers for the game, as well as one of the voice actors for original characters that were in the game. So I'll link to that and you can listen to that as well. But that's about all I've got, so I'm going to get wrapped up and then get you back out listening. So hope you have a great day. Happy hacking, agents. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do that on a few channels. So on Threads under the name ingress.insights, on Instagram under the name ingress.insights as well. Our Twitter/X, which posts episodes of the podcast, is under Ingress Insights, no dot in that one. And you can also watch these episodes on YouTube under Ingress Insights Podcast. You can send us a voice message by visiting the podcaster's Spotify page. And finally, you can buy Ingress Insights merch, such as mugs, pins, t-shirts, by going to freepublic.com/user/ingress-insights. And on there, you'll see all the designs that we've got listed at the moment. There are some new ones that will be coming up at some point soon. But you can buy your Ingress Insights mug, hats, t-shirts, tote bags, anything like that you want. Thank you again for listening. Hope you tune in next week. If you do like the show, please do rate it on the podcast service you're listening to. I look forward to speaking with you all about Ingress again.
Intel package transferred.